How's it going, y'all? My name is Aiden Anderson, and this is the Moscow Minutes. I'll be bringing you the latest from the Latah County Commissioner meetings from the week of July 10th, 2022. Highlights from this week include the final Board of Equalization meetings for this period, budget requests, and a discussion with the Capital Improvements Committee. Let's get into it. First, on Monday, the Commissioners convened as a Board of Equalization, or BOE, in order to address a property tax exemption appeal and to approve and sign a corrected motion and order from a July 6 meeting. They granted the property tax exemption and approved the amended motion and order, which fixed a typo in the original. The Commissioners then went into executive session for a personnel annual review, attorney-client communication, and personnel issue. Next up, a short series of action items. The Commissioners approved appointing Arlen Widman and Phil Anderson to the Snowmobile Advisory Board. They also approved amending the ARPA beneficiary agreement with Sojourners Alliance to account for a sudden increase in construction costs. Finally, the Commissioners held their weekly review, where each Commissioner updated the rest on what they have been individually up to during the past week. The Commissioners then reconvened as a BOE in order to deal with 2 property assessment appeals and 1 property tax exemption appeal. They granted the property tax exemption based on previously missing paperwork, which they now had. They upheld the appraiser's initially assessed values for both assessment appeals based on state requirements. With that, the last of the BOE matters for the time were taken care of, and so the Commissioners adjourned the BOE before going off the record for the day. Wednesday began with a short discussion with the head of the Facilities Department regarding 1313 South Blaine Street in Moscow. The county has recently acquired the building to use as a new DMV and licensing facility, and they are currently exploring options for building use and design with their facilities department. They also sent out a brief memo to all staff to be thinking of a name for the new facility now that the county has finally acquired it. Following that, the Commissioners heard outside budget requests from the Palouse Basin Aquifer Committee, or PBAC, and the Moscow-Pullman Regional Airport. PBAC is not changing their request from last year, which deals mainly with their admin budget, and they also introduced their new executive director, Celine Accord, to the Commissioners. The airport request would go to support amenities in the airport as new construction continues, including new restrooms and a restaurant. And the Commissioners also received a brief update on the current state of the airport. After an executive session for a personnel annual review, the Commissioners heard a budget request from Smart Transit, as well as receiving a short update regarding their fixed route numbers and plans for the future. They then heard a short presentation from the Benefits Committee, outlining potential options for expanded paid family leave for county employees. The Commissioners then heard from the recently formed Capital Improvements Committee, established to try and sort through the county's infrastructural projects and needs. According to the presentation given on Wednesday, the county is currently in need of more space for its employees, along with more funding to accomplish any such capital projects. Recommendations from the committee involved suggestions for new department office layouts to maximize existing space, figuring out other ways to utilize the newly acquired facility at 1313 South Blaine Street in Moscow, and integrating whatever plans that do get made for future county infrastructure into future budgets. Last on Wednesday, the Commissioners heard outside budget requests from Latah Soil and Water Conservation, Latah Search and Rescue, and the Animal Damage Control Board. Just to summarize briefly, Latah Soil talked about their recent restoration work they've been involved in. Latah Search and Rescue mentioned an increase in their budget to keep up with the training and certification costs. Finally, the Animal Damage Control Board discussed an increase in grizzly bear problems in the state and how they might be handled in Latah County. The Commissioners then went off the record for the day. And that is the latest from the Latah County Commissioners. As always, we'll have the relevant links posted with this video, and if you have any questions, let us know. This is Aiden Anderson with the Moscow Minutes. See you next time.